As a realtor, the most common question that I get is, Alex, when will housing prices crash? Probably to no surprise that that's the most common question I get. Everybody wants to know. Well, did you know that there's actually a number out there, just super easy to understand and is super accessible, that quietly predicts it? And let me show you how it works, because this number, whether you're buying or selling or just waiting, will impact your future. It's called the sales to new listing ratio. And here's how it works. Take the number of homes sold divided by the number of new listings that month. That will give you a percentage. Now, if that percentage is above 60%, then that means demand is strong. Properties are selling quickly and prices usually rise. That is a seller's market. Now, if the ratio is below 40%, it means there's too many listings. There's not enough buyers. Prices start to fall, and that is a buyer's market. Now, if you're in between 40 and 60%, that signifies a balanced market where supply meets demand. This ratio is like the heartbeat in real estate. It shows us who is in control, whether it's buyers or sellers, and where prices are headed next. Before we move on, I'd just like to mention that almost 99% of you are still not subscribed. If you like this type of content or like this video, then please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It truly helps me out. I would really appreciate it, but it would also give YouTube a better chance at showing and recommending this video to those in need who could benefit from it. So please be sure to hit that like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I would really appreciate it. Now let's jump back in, and to make this real, meet Greg. Greg is someone who keeps showing up in my recent videos, and hopefully many can learn from his mistakes. Greg bought in January 2022, right when bidding wars were insane, and his realtor gave him some really bad advice.
If you don't buy now, you'll never afford a home.
So he stretched himself thin, took a variable mortgage, and paid way over asking. At the time, the sales to new listing ratio was above 81%. Homes were flying off the market, and people were so afraid of missing out. But now, that ratio has since cooled down into the mid 40s. His home is now worth less than what he paid for it, and his mortgage payments have doubled since. He's realizing now that when the ratio spikes, it's often the peak of something big that will collapse. But it's too late because he walked right into it, and this is going to cause him some irreversible damage over the next few years. Now let's flip to the other side, which is the seller. Imagine you list your home in a cooling market. Week 1, no offers. Week 2, still no offers, but 3 more houses up for sale on your street. The sales to new listing ratio is slipping into the 40%. Demand isn't keeping up. Suddenly, you're not the only option that buyers have to choose from. And now you have to lower your price in order to compete. And that's how this ratio has an impact on pricing. The sellers will lower their prices, not because they want to, because they have no other choice when supply exceeds demand. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now in late 2025. Here's the proof. Since 2015, Canada's sales to new listing ratio has hovered around the 50%, except for an outlier year in 2016, which recovered quickly. Otherwise, very balanced. But look what happened during the pandemic. In 2021, the yearly ratio spiked to almost 72%, with some months above 80%. That's when bidding wars exploded. It's not a coincidence. Since then, it's been cooling down. And for 2025, which by the way, is just January through August, we're sitting at 44%. That is dangerously close to the 40% line. And remember, winter is usually where real estate slows down in Canada. If we dip below 40%, that is your flashing red warning sign that prices are headed down fast. So why does all of this matter? It's because this ratio alone tells you who is in charge and shows you exactly when the shift of power is happening. At the end of the day, a good deal is a good deal, and it probably won't last long regardless of the market, right? But if you're a buyer and you have time to wait, then wait for this number to be closer to the 40% than it is higher, because that gives you the upper hand in a transaction. And when you're a seller, you definitely don't want to be selling where that ratio hits that 40% mark. The buyers are in charge. You will see on your street and in your neighborhood similar houses to yours going up for sale, some at significantly lower price points, and some might even sell for much lower than that, All of these are going to affect your property's value. This is a complete nightmare if you're trying to sell your house in this kind of market. The truth is, most people don't even know this exists, right? They don't even know that there's a metric for this. So they're just going to blindly follow headlines and let the media tell them what to do. If you don't follow this number, you are flying blind in the real estate market. The sales to new listing ratio is the one number that predicts a housing market crash before it happens. When it spikes, like in 2021, prices surge. When it tanks below 40%, prices fall. And right now, we are right on that edge. So before you buy or sell, check this ratio. It could save you a lot more than you think. Last thing, don't rely on hype, rely on data. If you like this type of content and wish to see more, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It's truly the best way to help me out, and I would really appreciate it. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.